right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're now in one of the main courtyards here. Hello. Nice to meet you. I think we're the youngest people in this park at the moment.
Wow.
Whoa. Okay, we are getting a Tibetan shoe scrub right now.
Do not disturb me, I'm eating.
Okay guys, so we're now in the month of Tibet. Quite a unique way of learning. Tashi Delay or G'day and good morning guys from our second day here in Tibet. And let me tell you, last night sleeping was not good. What happened?
I fainted.
Yeah, Sophia fainted. So what happened was we were both sort of sleeping but not really. Sophia fainted and like she was sort of like in consciousness but out, and she was trying to tap me but her body couldn't move. She was like frozen.
And I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah, like she thought she was gonna die really. And then she like came back into it and woke me up, and then yeah, like we were hot and we were cold at the same time, and then Sophia was like struggling for the first bit, then I was struggling, I was like vomiting. So like the altitude is like really, really hard here.
Yeah, but we've done Everest Base Camp before in Nepal.
Yeah.
And it wasn't this bad.
Yeah, I think what happened was we came from essentially sea level all the way to 3,400 meters without any in between. So I really recommend if you're coming here, definitely get the train from like one of the major cities in mainland China, from Chongqing, from Beijing or these other cities, to slowly acclimatize as you come up. But yeah, we're just eating breakfast now, and our guide Ben was just telling us that he's been on these tours even with superior athletes, who can do like 50 pull-ups without anything, but even they can like faint 5 times, constantly be vomiting.
It hits everyone differently.
But anyway, today we're going to the Potala Palace. I believe I'm saying that right. I'll let you know if I'm saying that wrong. Yeah, come with us today as we see one of the most famous landmarks here in Tibet. Let's go. And then also guys, on our rooftop, I have a beautiful, beautiful area to chill. Maybe you can eat breakfast. We ate breakfast downstairs, but I just thought I'd show you guys this in the morning. So beautiful, so calm, so quiet, and you can really see this old quarter, all of the houses next to each other. Reminds me a little bit of Rio de Janeiro, where they jump to each house, like on Fast and Furious, the movie. So we're here with our local Tibetan guide, Pema, and what are we doing today?
Today we are going to go to Potala Palace,
okay.
And afternoon we are going to go to Chongqing Temple.
And it's one of the most like holy palaces, right? Like in Tibet.
Yes, this is a very holy place, and also we call it the Winter Palace, right?
Okay.
Dalai Lama, the living room, successive Dalai Lama.
He went there in the winter.
Yes.
Okay guys, so we're just making our way to the palace. I believe we're going to get in our car and then drive. I believe it's around 2 kilometers. Sophia, you're looking so beautiful this morning.
Thank you.
In your traditional dress. Give us a little twirl. Wow, very good. You look, I was about to say you look Bhutanese, but I meant to say you look Tibetan.
Yeah.
Getting confused between the countries, guys. Okay, so what did we just buy?
Oxygen bottle.
Yeah, we just got oxygen. So, as you guys heard, last night was pretty intense, so we thought we'd buy some oxygen just in case. Now we've got that sorted. So, we were just hearing from our guide, Pema, and he was just saying that Tibetans get to go in for free. They don't have to book a time or anything. And I just said to Sophia, maybe they'll just let you walk straight in because you look so Tibetan today.
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see, maybe they will. Let's see. And here we go, guys.
Welcome to Potala Palace.
The beautiful Potala Palace, the winter palace for the Dalai Lama. So guys, we just arrived, and as you can see, this line is huge. So all the way down, all the way up into the palace there. So I think we're going to be waiting for about half an hour to an hour. But I think it's going to be worth it, because this has honestly been a dream of mine to come here and really see it, because you sort of see it on all the magazines and everything of Tibet. This is like the Sydney Opera House of Tibet. This is the main deal. So one thing I was just asking my guide Pema before is, are these people, when they're doing the mantras, when they're spinning the prayer reels, are they praying for their mind and body, or are they actually also praying to Buddha? Because throughout my travels, I've always asked this question to monks, to gurus, who are they praying to? And he sort of finally answered my question in the answer that I've been searching for like 3 years. He said the local pilgrims that come here and, you know, they're not on a very high level as far as gurus are concerned, they're praying to Buddha. But once you hit the high level of a guru, you don't necessarily pray to Buddha because you've already got that sort of enlightenment, I guess you could say. So it's like, he said it like this, like, you know, when you're younger in kindergarten, you learn A, B, C, D. But now you don't learn A, B, C, D. You just know it. So I sort of understand where he's coming from, and that sort of makes sense. Quite interesting. And finally someone could answer that. By the way, Pema, our guide, he actually spent some years training next to a monastery. He wasn't a monk itself, but he was doing a lot of religious studies, so he understands all of this. So you can see this here, guys. This is the prayer wheel that I was talking about. So they spin this around when they're praying. You've got a whole heap of different other prayer things, like you've got your mantra beads. The pilgrims here can definitely get all the things they need, but most likely if you're already coming on a pilgrimage, you most likely have all of this. Maybe this is more like souvenirs, or maybe if yours broke, you can definitely get something here. So guys, one thing I'm noticing, which it's not like it really matters, but yeah, like I'm one of the only, well, Sophia and I should say, are one of the only like people that aren't actually from China in this line, which is super interesting because you sort of look, and I thought that there'd be a lot more international tourists here, but maybe just because it's early, that's quite an interesting observation. Okay, so after waiting about 40 minutes to an hour, we finally got in, and we can see how beautiful it really is from here. Sophia, what do you think, darling? So amazing, right?
So pretty.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely stunning. So I was reading online that the white parts of the building are for offices, accommodation and administration, and the red parts of the building are for religious studies and religious practices.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, and also the tomb of the, I believe it was the 4th, is actually here. In the 7th century, this building was started, and then the 17th century was when the Dalai Lama moved out. So yeah, super interesting.
I think this is one of the biggest we have ever seen, because we've been to Bhutan.
Yeah.
But here,
as far as like monastery palaces go, this is definitely the biggest. As we're walking up now, I've just learned that we can't actually film inside. We can't film anything inside. Okay, so our Tibetan guide is now buying the tickets, but we can already start our walk because he's a lot faster than us, and he'll probably catch up to us, right? We'll just go slowly but steady because of the altitude. We've got to go nice and slow, but we should be good. And we've got our oxygen with us as well, and plenty of water. So I gotta say, it's a pretty nice view once you sort of get halfway. You can see a lot of the town from here as well. It seems to be that the government's also built a monument on this side, and then there's some more sort of different monasteries and Tibetan buildings. Hey, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You can...
Better than last night, yeah, I can climb that easy.
Lovely man here just carrying his father up to the palace, which is absolutely beautiful to see. It just really shows a strong father and son relationship. Okay, so we just made it up to the first entrance here, and behind us is yak wool, right? Mm-hmm. And what was our guide saying?
He was saying that it's waterproof.
Yeah, so basically he was saying that the first time it rains it's not waterproof, but then after that it will turn waterproof.
Yeah.
So super interesting. So not only do they make the curtains, but also the tents that the nomads use. They use the yak hair. So our guide was just saying that all of this has been designed and made in the architecture to last a long time and to be earthquake proof. So a lot of it is rammed earth, stone, wood. None of it's like bricks or iron or anything like that. And during the time when it was built, there wasn't any electricity or anything like that. So they had to create a lot of windows for light and a lot of ventilation systems for the air conditioning to make it cool. But you can see how thick the walls are And that's so to make it really earthquake proof. Okay, so we're now in one of the main courtyards here, and this is where they actually do the mask dances. Similar to what we saw in Bhutan, the religious gurus will put on the masks and do all the traditional dances, which is quite interesting. And yeah, I remember when we were in Bhutan, it was quite funny actually. There was one with a big phallus on his head, and remember when we were in Bhutan how crazy the jokers were? Like with the phallus, and they were like, you know, pretending that the phallus was like going all over us. And it was a bit weird, wasn't it?
It was very weird.
Yeah, but I don't know if they do that here. I think the phallus is more in Bhutan.
Here, yeah.
It's so bright, everyone's squinting their eyes because the floor and the buildings are all white and all the sun's reflecting. So we're about to go into the main building now, and you can't actually film inside. So here's a little montage of photos that I found online. But yeah, it'll be 40 minutes, very crowded inside there.
See you on the other side.
Okay, so we just got out of the palace there. So it was pretty interesting. We saw the stupas and the tomb of the 5th Dalai Lama, which was super interesting, and also like the statues of Guru Rinpoche and everything. And you could tell with some of the pilgrims that this is a real special moment for them, and it's quite cool to witness that and see like a different culture and sort of the religion of that. But yeah, so right now we're just walking down, and then we'll make our way to lunch. And for lunch, what are we having today?
Nepali.
So we're so excited. So guys, you can see this guy here, he doesn't actually have any hands, and he's doing his pilgrimage for good merit, which is crazy. Yesterday we saw a guy that didn't have a leg doing it, and this guy doesn't have arms. That's dedication.
So you might also be wondering, Jack, how are you getting data? What's the best way to get a SIM card? Well, that's where Nomad eSIM comes in. So if you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that Nomad has been a part of my travels for years now. I use them in every country that I go. So you might be thinking, Jack, what is an eSIM? Well, let me break it down. Essentially, an eSIM is an app on your phone that creates a digital SIM card. So all you have to do is install the Nomad app on your phone, click what country you want, and buy a package. I went onto the Nomad app and chose the package that I wanted. And bam, as soon as I touched down, I had data just like that. So no more lining up in long queues at the airport waiting for your physical SIM card. Personally, I find that having an eSIM is a great thing to have. Being able to have data when you're seeing the immigration officer and having to show your hotel booking, or even when you're just traveling around and needing Google Maps, posting Instagram photos, and I can even hotspot my phone to upload YouTube videos as well. If you use my code JACK92CB, you will get a bit of a discount on your first purchase of an eSIM. So if you're interested in getting an eSIM on your next trip, then click my link below in the description box and get started by downloading the Nomad app today.
So right now we just came into a park here in Lhasa, which is quite cool, and we thought we'd show you guys this because this probably isn't really shown that much on YouTube, like the local life. So yeah, we thought we'd just show you this park, and it's so cool to see because the government puts in all of this infrastructure for the people and makes these parks. And does it get used? Yes, it does. In the parks in Australia and even in the US, they don't really get used that much, guys, but as you can see, guys, here it really gets used. And all these people, even pilgrims actually, are stretching, you know, doing their thing. They've got kids, they've got the workout machines, and everyone is just having so much fun here, which is like so cool to see. And you can sort of see most of the people here are over the age of 40, which is great because, you know, there's a lot of people, you know, in the West where once we hit 40 we sort of slug down. It's really cool to see this, and I just thought I'd share this with you guys. So guys, actually the timing's quite good for this. My leg really hurts, and I sort of want to stretch it out. Stretch my leg out. Yeah, that's exactly what I needed. My calves were hurting all day.
All day.
Hello. Nice to meet you. Not as good as Sophia's massages, but pretty good.
Can I do it too?
Yeah, go, have a go. There you go. How is it?
Good.
I think we're the youngest people in this park at the moment. other than the kids. Also guys, one thing I wanted to mention was they have the toilet facilities here. And, you know, I don't want to compare the West and China, but one thing I just saw was there's a full-time cleaner cleaning the toilets in here. How many times in Australia have you been into one of the public toilets and they're disgusting? I don't know, like, I don't want to just knock my country, but I'm just saying, like, they really think of everything really for the people, like, and this isn't just in Lhasa, guys. We've visited over 12 Chinese cities and it's all the same. So it sure is interesting how these countries are rising up and growing.
Wow.
Okay guys, we are getting a Tibetan shoe scrub right now. Wow, this is a full-on Tibetan shoe clean, which I've never had before. I've never even had a proper shoe clean, really. I think she's spray painting my shoes right now. A bit of colour in there doesn't hurt though. Wow, we'll give it a good shine. Look guys, she's made it pretty much brand new, done a really good job. All the different creams and water and everything. Okay, now
My turn.
Sophia's turn.
White.
Oh, they even have white cream.
Oh, she got one.
Wow, she's got cream for every color. Okay, let's see how they come out. Now they're begging Ben to go, but he just bought these shoes last week. There's no point. They're like, please, please, please.
It couldn't be cleaner.
They're very busy though. I think it's not like they're struggling for customers.
I got VIP treatment.
Yeah, now Sophia's got the VIP treatment too. Okay, let's hope that because they've added a second person, they don't try and overcharge us. Okay, now time to pay. 40. 40, right? 50. Ah, 50. Okay. 谢谢. Bye-bye. What's happening? Wow, you gave them earrings?
Yeah, I gave both of them earrings.
That's really
They've been
kind.
there for so long.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, well we got our shoes clean. That guy was saying 5. So I'm not sure if that was the local price or if he was meaning to say 50. Anyway, 50 kwai, which is like $6, $3 each. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And gave some earrings to some lovely people. Okay, so we are now at Namaste restaurant, which has a mix of Chinese, Tibetan and Indian Nepali food. I can't wait. Are you excited?
Namaste.
Okay guys, so we've just came into the restaurant now and just here is the beautiful Lhasa River. Look at that color on that. So nice. And we are going to order Nepali thali set. Okay guys, we were so hungry. I already ate before I told you guys what it's like. Sophia, what's your verdict?
Do not disturb me, I'm eating.
Don't disturb a woman when she's eating, guys. Beautiful, beautiful food. What's this called, Ben?
This is chicken tikka.
Chicken tikka. Ah, nice. But yeah, food, 10 out of 10.
Now this is a real Nepali food.
Yeah.
Because the rice you see
Is
It's not
Nepali
sticky,
rice.
yeah.
Yeah, not Chinese rice. So what do you think of this, Sophia, compared to Nepal's Bagmati River?
This is Bagmati 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, Bagmati used to look like this.
Your parents used to swim in the river, right?
Yes.
And nowadays you can't even swim in it because it's black.
It's very dirty.
Yeah.
It's very polluted.
But one thing I love about Lhasa, guys, is no pollution, blue skies, river water that is see-through and looks like you can drink out of it. Absolutely beautiful. They've really preserved the environment out here and tried to keep it, well, especially in the city. So yeah, looks lovely. Okay, so right now we just arrived to Sera Monastery.
Sera Monastery.
And we're going to see?
Caves.
No, we're going to see the monks debate.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, we're doing so many things in the next 7 days. We're going to see monks debate. So like this guy, we're going to see different monks debate each other about different philosophies and different teachings. And this should be really unique and probably something you guys haven't seen on YouTube before. So we just got to walk up a little bit through these shops and everything. and the debate starts in about 40 minutes, so we've came a little bit early so we can get a spot to watch. One thing I love in Tibet, in China, is no matter where you go, they have people selling things. Even, hey, you want some cutlery for your cooking, some books. Oh, well, this is very Tibetan and Buddhist, but yeah, they have all types of things for tourists, and it's smart because the people around here, they can make some money and sell some of their goods. Okay guys, so we just got our tickets and we're going through those doors in about 20 minutes. As you can see, like, some other people are sort of waiting for this. It's became quite a almost like a tourist attraction to come and see this because it is very unique. I know in some monasteries when they have this, they sort of don't make it open to the public, but this monastery has done, which I think is quite good because, you know, it helps with the donations of their monastery, but it also helps for people to come and see Buddhism and see what it's all about, so that's really good too. Okay, so they've just opened up the gates and everyone's coming in to have a look. So one thing I'm noticing is all of the monks behind this wall are the older monks in the monastery, and then all these monks here are the younger monks, and you can see how much more bubbly and joking they are with their monk friends, where these guys are still humble and nice, but you can tell that they've been doing this for a while. You know, one thing that's super interesting, guys, when you think about it, is most of these monks here, they just own their beads in their hand, their robes, their shoes, and a cell phone. Some of them don't have cell phones, some of them do. And yeah, that's it. Very simple life of a monk, you know. So you can see, guys, these two are debating, and one of them is asking the questions, which is the guy that's standing, and then the guy that's sitting is answering the questions. I'm still a little bit confused as to what's going on at the same time, because if we look over here, these guys are sort of just chilling and not really doing anything, which, I mean, I don't blame them. They've probably done it a million times, so it's just fascinating to sort of see how this whole thing works. Okay, so we can now see that a debate has kicked off between this guy and this guy, and he sort of just clapped at him like, boom, you know, what's the answer? And he answered the question. It's a bit hard to pick up what they're saying because they're quite quiet, but this would just be based on the philosophy and the different teachings that they learnt today. And it's a good way for them to study as well. You want to study well and listen well because you might be a little bit humiliated in the debate if you don't know what you're talking about. Another thing too is these debates are also quite a big thing for monks to move up in their ranking. Some big gurus have got to the position that they're in based on these debates and their knowledge. A fascinating way to see the different culture and religion practiced here. As you can see here though, you've got the younger guys, and they are way more active, way more trying to push, you know, their philosophy that they've learnt in the monastery, and they're really getting into it. This guy is getting quite angry at him because he doesn't know the answers. You know, there's a few laughs going on. It's all lighthearted at the end of the day, and you can really see some of the other guys scolding the people sitting down. What's the answer, you know? So yeah, quite a unique way of learning. Okay guys, so before we wrap up the video, I just wanted to ask Ben a few questions. So Ben, you've been to Lhasa how many times now?
Probably about 10 times.
10 times.
Lived in China about 15 years.
Yeah, and you've definitely seen a lot of these debates and stuff before. Have you ever seen like the monks like really getting upset or emotional, or like fighting if it's quite hard for them?
Yeah, they've gotten close.
Yeah.
I've seen. So as you can see from the video, there's various levels of passion. Some monks are just kind of lackadaisical about it, and then others are very fiery in their temperament. And this is actually how the monks are going to work out their hierarchy throughout the monastery. So it's very, very important for them to actually win the debate. The debates that we're seeing right now are just practice debates, but eventually these debates are really going to count for whether or not they get their degree. Wow. So people do get really, really passionate about it, and sometimes almost very, very close to getting in a fist fight. Yeah. I've never actually seen a physical fight, but the passionate people do get close to it. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And for tourists wanting to come to Tibet, obviously would Lhasa be the first place you recommend them to come, and then sort of where would they sort of go from there?
Yeah, most people who want to see Everest Base Camp in Tibet are going to start in Lhasa. It's kind of the natural starting point, 3,650 meters, so it's the lowest point on the Tibetan plateau, and then after that everything is getting higher, so it's a great place to acclimatize for 3 or 4 days, see the Potala Palace, see the Sera Monk debates, see the Jokang Temple, get familiar with the culture here, and then move out into kind of the nature as you head to every space camp.
Perfect. And in the nature, you can see things like yaks, nomadic people farming, and then obviously you got Everest Base Camp as well on the Chinese side. Wow, interesting. And that's all of the stuff that you cover in your business, right? In elevated trips.
We do all that. People just land right here, and we take care of 100% of the permits, the lodging, the food, the cars. That way you just show up, and we're able to, kind of take you through based on our 15 years of experience, and give you an amazing, beautiful personal tour.
Well, that's what our tour has also been. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much to Ben. Definitely check out his link in the description, his website. If you guys are thinking, even contemplating about coming to Tibet, and you just want to just give him a call, maybe you're not sure yet, maybe you haven't made up your mind, he's more than happy to, I'm sure, discuss, something with you and see what sort of your needs are. But yeah, anyways guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and we'll see you in the next one. As always guys, keep it real. Cheers.